Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to COD Filmy. Here are 10 movies to watch if you play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 10, Atomic Blonde, 2017. For an unrelenting spy-on-spy action that prefers broken bones to bullet holes, then Atomic Blonde should be a nice change of scenery from all the guns. The film is a deadly game of spycraft in which Charlize Theron assumes the role of Lorraine Broughton, the most lethal agent of MI6. At the height of the tension of the Berlin Wall, Broughton was tasked to retrieve an important dossier in the area, as well as taking down an elaborate spy network embedded in both sides of Germany. Number 9, The Man Who Saved the World, 2014. The 1980s were the height of the Cold War for a reason. Global nuclear annihilation was just a button push away. That's how high the tensions were between the US and Soviet Union. In fact, this nuclear winter even nearly happened back in 1983, when the Soviet Union received a warning of nuclear missile strikes in the US. The world could have ended then and there. However, one man named Stanislav Petrov chose not to retaliate in advance because it turns out that the missile strikes were false alarms. Number 8, Red Scorpion, 1989. Spy and political dramas can be a little slow for some Call of Duty fans, which is why a serving of a testosterone-fueled action movie from the 1980s should provide a bit of counterbalance. Red Scorpion is one such movie and stars none other than Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren plays the role of a nigh-invincible Soviet soldier who does a bit of charity work in Africa by helping some poor rebels get revenge against those who killed their family. There's plenty of mindless fun to enjoy in this particular film. Number 7, The Beast, 1988. Was Red Scorpion too campy? Then perhaps a more serious Soviet action movie should be a better candidate. The Beast is a decent one that represents the struggles of a Soviet tank crew serving in Afghanistan in the 1980s. What was usually a routine exercise for the said tank crew turned quickly into a disaster when the Mujahideen rebels attacked. Number 6, Red Dawn, 1984. One a Cold War action flick that proudly waves American values and culture, then Red Dawn is one of the most unparalleled. The premise is ridiculous, even more so than Red Scorpion, since Red Dawn explores an idea where Soviet and Cuban soldiers invade a US high school as an opening part of its attack on the country. So now, it's up to the high school students to keep the soldiers busy by engaging them in guerrilla warfare up in the mountains of Colorado where they fled. Number 5, Bridge of Spies, 2015. For one of the most historically accurate thrillers about the Cold War, Bridge of Spies ought to impress with its attention to detail. The Cold War drama features Tom Hanks in the lead actor role as he tries to settle an exchange of prisoners of war between the Soviet Union and the US. To make matters more complicated, the POW that the US has on hand is a KGB officer and spy from the same country. Number 4, The Hunt for Red October, 1990. Tom Clancy is always a good source of war drama, and plenty of his works have been turned into video games similar to Call of Duty. He also has tons of movies adapted straight from his books, but the most memorable of them will remain as The Hunt for Red October. It's a gripping film about a looming Soviet nuclear threat contained in a submarine that can easily light up any target in the world. Number 3, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, 2011. Think of Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy as a classic whodunit movie, except the stage is a lot bigger than a mission or a train. Instead, it takes place in the US government, where the paranoid members of Homeland Defense suspect that a Soviet spy might have infiltrated their ranks, so they yank back a retired spy named George Smiley, played by none other than Gary Oldman, in order to sniff out whoever it might be. To make matters worse, weeding out the potential spies is much more difficult. Number 2, The Falcon and the Snowman. The Falcon and the Snowman seeks to paint both sides of the war fairly, and while the Soviet Union has always been portrayed as a villain in Cold War films, the US and CIA are not without their faults. This movie then spotlights that notion and places a frustrated and disillusioned protagonist right at the center. Number 1, Rocky IV. It might not be the best representation of how the Cold War went, but Rocky IV was a pretty patriotic display as far as action films go. Sylvester Stallone gives it his all while playing the Rocky Balboa, who this time is now a blatant symbolism for the US since his arch nemesis in the film, Ivan Drago, is from the Soviet Union. The two then duke it out at the film's finale, which is the only thing worth remembering throughout the entire movie. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.